you need £1 million to retire in the next 30 years. Or at least that's what many people say. But is that true? And if not, what is the actual number you need to retire? Me and my brother are both qualified accountants with over a decade's worth of experience in the finance industry. So in today's video, we're breaking down exactly how much you need to retire in the UK and why the £1 million rule can be very misleading.
So Dan, what's the average UK retirement pot in 2025?
It's actually much lower than people think. The average retirement pot in the UK is around 150k, so much less than £1 million that these stories keep going on about. But here's the thing, the exact number you need to hit by retirement is actually different for everyone. So hitting a number like £1 million might work for someone, but probably will not work for most people. The actual benchmark, and what I personally use, is the 25 times rule. Essentially, what you do is you take your annual spending in retirement and multiply it by 25. That then gives you a safety pot, which allows you to take 4% out every single year without running out of money. For example, let's say your annual retirement spending is 30k. Multiply that 30k by 25, and the number you need is 750k to retire in the next 30 years. But say your house is paid off and your cost actually dropped to 20k, now you only need a 500k pension pot. This is why the £1 million rule is so misleading, because it assumes everyone has the same costs and lifestyle. Retirement planning is personal. It's about knowing your own number based on how you live.
If you're finding this helpful so far, then don't miss out on what's next. Hit the like and subscribe button for more practical money advice every week. Okay, so how do lifestyle choices actually change the number that you need to retire?
Well, for example, if your mortgage is paid off, your biggest monthly expense disappears. If you're someone who doesn't travel much and you have low cost hobbies, your annual expenses may be a lot lower than the average. On the other hand, if you love frequent holidays and expensive hobbies, your annual spending might be a lot more than the average. Suddenly, the number you need to retire increases significantly. That's why that £1 million benchmark rarely works for anyone. Retirement living standards give us some really clear guidance. These benchmarks show us what kind of lifestyle different income levels can buy you in the UK for a two-person household. First up, we have the minimum standard. This covers all the basics plus a little bit of fun. 1 UK holiday per year, eating out once a month, and one affordable leisurely activity once or twice per week. Next up, we have the moderate standard. This gives you more flexibility. An overseas holiday each year, a weekend break within the UK, more takeaways, and eating out once or twice per month. And finally, we have the comfortable standard. Here you're living well. More holidays, more weekends away, more social events, and generally you're not too worried about your finances. So what can we conclude from this data? Well, the first thing we can say is that if you're in a two-person household, you need a lot less money to retire than if you're doing it alone. That makes a huge difference, especially in the moderate and comfortable categories. And to be honest, most people should probably be aiming for the moderate category, as it strikes the best balance between the flexibility and being able to live your life without needing to save a 7-figure pot.
But Dan, doesn't the state pension help us reduce what we actually have to save?
Yes, that's a really good point. The full state pension in the UK in 2025 is about 11k per year. So let's say your retirement spending target is 25k per year. So with the state pension covering about 11.5k of that, you only need to fund 13.5k from your own saving and investments. Multiply that by 25, and now your required pension drops from 625k to 340k. That's a massive difference. And it just goes to show, when you factor in guaranteed income, you need a lot less than you think. However, if you're in your 20s or 30s, relying too heavily on a state pension could be risky. With changing rules and political pressure, there's no guarantee it will look the same in 30 or 40 years' time. It's actually something I've been thinking about quite a bit. And in the future, we'll do a full video breaking down the UK state pension.
But doesn't inflation make this even more complicated?
It does, and it's something most people underestimate. In the next 20 to 30 years, the cost of living will rise significantly. For example, 25k today could feel more like 50k in 30 years' time. That's why simply saving cash isn't enough. You need your money to grow so you can keep pace with inflation. So when you estimate your annual spending during retirement, make sure you also adjust for inflation. The good news is, historically, many pension funds have outpaced inflation, but it's crucial to make sure you're in the right type of fund for you, making sure it matches your goals and risk tolerance. And just a reminder, I'm not a financial advisor, so please do your own research before making any financial decisions. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next one.